A soul without direction does not rest in stillness. It fragments. Its efforts scatter across contradictory ambitions. Its habits shift according to mood, and its identity dissolves beneath layers of convenience and noise. Without a guiding aim, even virtue is accidental. Flashes of discipline, glimpses of courage, but nothing sustained, nothing sufficient to shape a life. It is not catastrophe that undoes most people. It is drift. They confuse movement with momentum, activity with excellence, stimulation with substance. And in doing so, they relinquish the one power that separates the flourishing from the fractured, the ability to choose a worthy aim and order their lives around it. The question then is not whether your life has direction. Every life does. The question is whether that direction was chosen with clarity and conviction, or inherited from whatever shouted loudest at the time. If you do not define your purpose, the world will define it for you. And though your calendar may remain full, your soul will grow hollow. But to choose well, one must first confront what most avoid, that every meaningful aim demands a burden, not once, but continually. This is why the question is not, what do you want? It is, what are you willing to endure for the sake of what matters? If you aspire to teach, prepare yourself for disregard. You must persist, not because your words are welcomed, but because they are needed. You must develop the strength to be clear when others prefer comfort, and the humility to keep speaking even when you are ignored. If your path is to create, you must embrace judgment. You will be seen before you feel ready. You will be misunderstood, dismissed, and perhaps most cruelly forgotten. And still, you must return to the work. If you are called to lead, you must be prepared to stand alone. Responsibility will rest with you even when the error is not yours. You must act without applause, and sometimes in the face of resentment from those who depend on you. And if you seek to build anything of consequence, you must befriend obscurity. You must labor in silence, laying the foundations no one notices, enduring seasons without recognition, and continuing not because it is gratifying, but because it is necessary. There is no high calling that does not first require endurance. So when you ask yourself what aim you ought to choose, do not chase what feels exhilarating. Feelings will fail you. Ask instead, what labor would I still choose, even if no one saw the outcome but me? Your answer to that question reveals more than preference. It reveals potential. But clarity of aim means nothing without alignment of action. A person may speak of their direction with eloquence, and yet betray it daily with their habits. They may claim discipline while living in distraction. They may admire virtue while cultivating nothing of the sort. To aim is not simply to declare. It is to construct and build a life whose very structure supports the weight of your purpose. That structure must include what is often dismissed: routine, restraint, repetition. These are not cages, they are architecture. So begin, not by overhauling everything at once, but by making your aim visible. Write it down and keep it where you see it daily. Name the burden it requires of you. Be honest. Then commit to one daily action that reflects it, not for the world, but for your own formation. Decide when you will act and protect that time. Remove what contradicts it, even small indulgences that erode your momentum. Discipline begins not with intensity, but with removal of the unnecessary. Reshape your environment to serve your aim. Surround yourself with reminders, with structure, with silence if needed. Make it harder to drift. Make it easier to begin again. Track your days not by what you completed, but by how fully they aligned with your direction. Success is not the total volume of your effort. It is the consistency of your aim. To live without that kind of alignment is not freedom. It is erosion. You will be tempted. You will be drawn toward novelty, urgency, imitation. You must let them pass. Not because they are evil, but because they are not yours. What belongs to you is the direction you have chosen in clarity, confirmed through suffering, and reinforced by practice. Your aim is not a performance. It is not for display. It is a vow to be made quietly and kept daily. And so I leave you with this. If you do not define your aim, your life will orbit someone else's, and what begins as drift will end in regret. But if you choose well, if you suffer wisely, build consistently, and align your soul with what is worthy, then you will not need to chase meaning. You will become the kind of person for whom meaning emerges naturally, because you lived with direction.